From the News Channel 5 Network, this is OpenLine.
Good evening and welcome to OpenLine tonight. We have a topic for you that I think a lot of folks are going to want to chime in on and have questions about. We're talking about our area's real estate market, and you know it is hot. That's great, but there's also some down points to it. We have Christie Wilson here from the Wilson Group Real Estate Office to tell us to kind of walk us through all of these real estate questions that people have. And I know you have been busy for quite a while now.
Right. We've been, we were actually pretty busy during the recession too.
Yeah.
It was just a different market. I mean, we weren't slam busy.
Right.
Now we're slam busy, and it's not chaos, it's a controlled crazy.
And we were talking about that before the show, that you've had a couple of years of this just one house sale after another. Are you getting used to it, or is the pace actually slowing down?
I think we're used to it. I think we're used to it. It seems right before the election, it slowed down just a little bit, but it felt like the market paused and just went, I'm going to catch my breath. And now it's ramped back up for the spring market, and the spring market started early because spring came so early.
Sure did.
So we have a lot of buyers out there. It's still relatively a seller's market, and I thought that'd be interesting to talk about the shifts and what we see going on in the market right now in different price levels. We're
going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the tax reappraisals and what it means for you, whether you're buying, selling, all of that. If you have a question, go ahead and give us a call right now. Courtney's in the back. She's going to get you lined up. And as always, we will take as many calls as we can throughout the next hour. The line is 615-737+ is the number to call, and we will get through those quickly. Let's talk about just a snapshot of the market right now for first quarter. What does it look like?
So first quarter numbers were up over 2016. They were up, I believe, about 9%. So, and pending sales for the month of April are up as well. So the market is more active, more is selling. The challenge right now in the market, which it has been for the past 3 to 4 years, is inventory. We don't have a lot of inventory, specifically under that $300,000 price point.
That's really the hot area.
That's the hot area.
And when we say that the numbers were up for first quarter over last year was up as well.
We have been consistently up since 2011.
Wow.
We have been on a non-stop trajectory, and we anticipate the numbers, the closings to continue. Not like that, but it's definitely going to stay up. Pricing is another thing. There's a lot, it's been a seller's market for so long. So a lot of sellers' attitude is, I can get anything for my house. But the reality is you can't.
Really?
It's still selling for market value.
Okay,
if you overprice a listing, it's going to sit.
Okay, because you hear about all these bidding wars and people saying, my house was just on the market for a day and I had 30 offers.
Yes, and that's in those specific price ranges. If you have a property under $300,000, you will probably have multiple offers. But if you have a $150,000 house and you have it priced at $300,000, it'll probably sit there.
Okay, so people aren't going to play that game.
They're not going to play that game. If you have a home that's you have on the market for, let's say, $250,000, that could probably get 4 or 5 offers on it and bid that up to $275,000, $280,000. We've seen that quite a bit because that is such a desirable, not only a price point, but a payment. For that first-time buyer, that payment is so affordable. Rates, although they continue to talk about interest rates going up, they've only ticked up, and they were so low already that it really hasn't affected people's ability to make the payment.
So if you're in one of those higher price brackets, what are you looking at? Over $300,000? Over
$300,000. So probably $300,000 to $600,000 is a very good price point. Sometimes those will sell in the first few hours if it's priced right with multiple offers. Sometimes it'll sit. Again, it's just and it could be $25,000 too high, and you may not get offers. I tell you, what we've seen a shift in is buyers really want a house that's finished. So if you have, let's say, a $375,000 house that needs work, the buyers want to move in and not do anything.
And you know what? You can watch the shows on HGTV and see that, because people walk in and say, I hate this paint color, I hate this house. And it's like, you can paint the walls.
It's got tile countertops.
Nobody wants to do that.
Nobody wants to do. And it's true, we are more busy than we've ever been. And the contractors in our town are so busy. So to get a handyman or a contractor, that's a whole nother set of opportunities for anyone who wants to start a handyman company.
This is true.
but it's hard for the buyer, and especially the buyers who have no vision. For that very reason, everything's such instant gratification on the HGTV shows and the home network type shows on Facebook. It's like, look at this amazing, and they think it happens like that.
It doesn't. It takes a while. I've renovated a home from top to bottom.
We've probably both been down that road before.
Mercy, it takes years. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I'm hearing the key though. You got to price it right. It's got to look right. You got to have somebody on your side that knows what they're doing.
Right.
So when you go to interview real estate agents, what are the things as a seller you should be asking and looking for?
Okay, I would ask the agent how much experience they have, how much experience they have in multiple offer situations. Because if you do get a multiple offer, it can be challenging. You really have to know what to look for to be strategic for your seller to make sure. And it may not be that the money is the best deal. It may be, is it an as-is sale? Are they putting a lot of earnest money down? There's a lot of things that agent needs to be looking at. So the experience of the agent, and does that agent play nice with others? It's a very cooperative business. So if I'm listing a house, chances are the buyers is going to be coming with a different buyer's agent.
Sure.
And so I like to play nice and make sure both buyer and seller have a good experience. And at the end of the day, you do want to get your seller the most money with the least amount of hassle in the least amount of time.
Right.
And so really talking about the experience, how they're going to market the property, and how available is your agent. If your agent is so busy you can never get a hold of them or they don't communicate, people underestimate the value of communication with your agent. You've got to know what's going on with your house, with the process, because it's a scary, people, you know, as realtors, we're helping people buy and sell all the time.
Right.
It's
You're
just like,
used to this.
yeah.
Yes.
And you have to remember, for your client, it is very scary.
And it's very personal.
And it's so personal, and it's so much money, and there's so much change. I mean, if it's a first-time buyer or someone's having another baby or getting a divorce or downsizing or selling their parents' home, every situation, you need an agent who can really listen.
Yeah.
And so if you're interviewing agents, watch their ears. Make sure they're listening.
What about on the buying side? Same requirements, you think?
I think so. I think an agent who is communicative, who is available. We were talking before we went on the air that there are so many agents in the marketplace right now. Everyone thinks it's easy because it's a good market.
And quick money, good money.
Right. And as my thing right now is you can't swing a cat without hitting 10 or 15 agents. There are so many agents. So really make sure that agent knows how to advocate for you, especially if you're in that 300 and below price range where you have to be really strategic, really fast, get in there, be calling other agents to find out what's coming on the market.
I would say if things are going up and they're selling that day, that's a whole different ballgame. You can't almost wait for it to go on the MLS.
You can't wait 24 hours.
No, I mean you have to see it and go, right?
That's right. Be prepared, be pre-approved. Make sure you've already contacted a lender to be pre-approved. And make sure that buyer's agent is listening to what you're wanting. Now, a lot of buyers come in and say, "Oh, I want this for $300,000." Well, that doesn't exist. It really, we want it to exist. So sometimes a buyer has to lose two or three contracts before they realize,
I'm going to have to compromise.
Yeah. So,
okay, let's jump to the phones. We have Mike on the line. Mike, thank you for being the first call of the night. What's your question?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to know if a person was to come to Nashville to build a building for the homeless, is it pretty easy to get ways of getting water turned on? Is there a lot of ways to get that done? And my other question is, where would I go in Nashville to find out about all the codes and everything to be able to get this building? See, God's called me to build a building in Nashville for the homeless, and I know there's a rescue mission and all that, but with the building I want to do is I want to be able where we can house them and help them get jobs and education and everything. Nothing against the rooms they're in or the rescue mission, but I just feel like God's called me to do this to be able to help more people, and I just want to know where I could go find out about all the codes and the water.
We can answer that.
Well, hang on, Mike. I'm going to put you on hold. You can listen to your TV. So where do you start?
So you're going to start with Metro Codes Department. If you're going to do it in Davidson County, you'll go to Metro Codes and sit down with the Codes Department, talk to them about what you're wanting to do.
Sure.
After you find out what kind of zoning is required, right now stormwater is a huge issue for developers and builders. It's just a challenge we have in Nashville. So you're really going to want to know what ins and outs on stormwater, your utilities, and the zoning. And if you have to have a zoning change, well, the neighbors want a zoning change. That's an uphill battle.
Oh, sure, absolutely. And we're seeing it play out right now too with some other issues.
We sure are. And if it's not Davidson County, each county is going to have the same process in regards to that. And then when you're ready, you've got to make sure you have your funding in place.
Absolutely. Now, and we want to expand this beyond Davidson County. You do a lot of work in Davidson County, but also beyond.
All the surrounding counties.
And the real estate market is just as hot. It seems wherever you turn.
It is. It's every county is hot. We listed one in Pegram last month. We had 3 offers on it in the first 4 hours. And we just listed another one in Pegram, which is Cheatham County. And it's going. Williamson County is,
of course, hot.
Is very, very hot. Rutherford County, well, all of them. Wilson, Sumner. I mean, Middle Tennessee is so popular right now. And I was watching the news before coming in, and they were talking about the property management and the rental market, and 100 people a day. And I always sort of think, well, there's 100 people a day, but not all of those 100 people is an adult between 18 and 65.
Yes.
We have children, we have singles, we have couples, we have families. We have a little bit of everything. And not everybody's a buyer, so there will be renters as well.
So the news today was that because we've had such an influx in the apartment building and rooms available, rent prices are starting to go down, but you have to consider those rent prices are really high right now.
They're really high. They're shockingly high to me. And it'll be interesting to see. So in the Midtown area here, there's been so much of the same product built. It's been relatively high-end, luxurious apartments. To see how the rents there will fare. I feel like in more of the suburban areas, your rents will, but they didn't shoot up quite as much either. They're a lot more stable. But we are watching rents soften just a little bit, which is fine, because they were crazy.
Yes, they were crazy.
I don't see how people do it.
No, and that's been such a topic, is do we really have affordable housing in this community and the surrounding communities around Nashville? And that's a topic that we've done on this show many a times, and a bit different than we're talking about today. If you have a real estate question about buying or selling your home, getting into the market, whatever it may be, go ahead and give us a call. 615-737-PLUS is the number to call. We'll get those calls lined up, and we'll see you after the break.